fastest learner wins every battle. Success in business, influence, or survival goes to the one who learns, adapts, and plans the fastest. If you could learn without struggle, without hours of repetition, what would that mean for you? Most people make learning hard. They force themselves to memorize facts, study for hours, and wonder why nothing sticks. But the smartest people don't do this. They train their brains to learn automatically, making new skills and knowledge effortless. Today, you'll learn how to do the same. The secret to effortless learning. Most people think learning means working harder, reading more, practicing longer. But this is slow and exhausting. Your brain isn't designed to store random facts. It's built to recognize patterns and automate skills. Think about walking, driving, or reading. At first, these were difficult, but now they're automatic. Why? Because your brain created shortcuts, so you don't have to think about them anymore. What if you could do the same for learning anything? Languages, persuasion, problem solving, power dynamics. Instead of struggling to memorize, your brain would automatically absorb, process, and apply knowledge. This is called cognitive automation, training your mind to learn without effort. Instead of using repetition, you teach your brain to spot patterns, make connections, and store information permanently. Geniuses don't study harder, they learn smarter, by creating mental shortcuts that make knowledge flow naturally. Here's how you can do it. Step 1. Build mental shortcuts. Your brain isn't a storage box, it's a network. The more connections you make, the easier learning becomes. Imagine your mind as a jungle. When you learn something new, it's like cutting a small path through thick plants. If you don't use it, the path disappears. But if you keep walking it, it becomes a clear road where ideas flow easily. Geniuses don't just collect information, they automate knowledge by creating mental shortcuts. Here's how. Chunk information. Your brain doesn't like random facts, but it loves patterns. Instead of memorizing separate ideas, group them together. For example, if you're learning negotiation, don't just memorize tricks, understand the psychology behind them. Once you see the pattern, every new tactic makes sense instantly. Teach it instantly. The best way to remember something is to teach it. Even if you have no audience, say it out loud, write it down, or pretend to explain it to a beginner. Teaching forces your brain to organize information, making it easier to recall. Link new knowledge to existing skills. Learning something new is easier when you connect it to something you already know. For example, if you're learning persuasion, link it to storytelling. If you're a good communicator, the brain builds on existing strengths, making learning automatic. Action. Step. Every time you learn something new, do one of the following. Chunk it into patterns. Teach it out loud. Link it to something you already know. The more shortcuts you create, the faster you'll absorb and apply knowledge. Step 2. Train your brain to think in the background. Most people believe intelligence comes from working harder, but high-level thinkers let their brains do the work, even when they're not actively thinking. Ever had an idea pop into your head while showering or right before bed? That's not luck. It's your subconscious mind solving problems for you. Your brain runs like a supercomputer, processing information even when you don't realize it. Here's how to train it. Sleep on problems. Before bed, review what you're trying to master. While you sleep, your brain strengthens connections, making it easier to recall the next day. Thomas Edison even used this trick, holding steel balls while dozing off. When he dropped them, he woke up with fresh ideas. Try this. Before bed, write down a question or problem. When you wake up, write down any thoughts that come to mind. Prime your mind with questions. Instead of forcing yourself to memorize, ask better questions and let your subconscious work on the answers. How does this connect to what I already know? What's a real-world way I can use this? What if I flip this idea upside down? Your brain hates open loops. When you ask a question, it will keep searching for the answer. Use strategic downtime. The best ideas don't come when you're working. They come when you step away. Instead of scrolling social media, take thinking breaks. Go for a walk, meditate, or do something simple. Einstein played the violin when stuck on physics problems. The distraction helped his brain process ideas in the background. Step 3. Automate skill mastery with the exposure loop. Most people learn slowly because they repeat the same thing without variety. They read the same book, watch the same videos, or take notes they never revisit. But But true mastery comes from encountering ideas in different ways until they become second nature. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you lift the same weight the same way every day, you'll plateau. But if you change the angle, weight, and intensity, you'll grow faster. Here's how to do it. Expose yourself daily. Surround yourself with the skill. If you want to master persuasion, don't just read one book and move on. Watch debates, study sales techniques, and observe how charismatic people speak. Your brain will start recognizing patterns naturally. Change the format. Activate different parts of your brain. Instead of just reading, switch up how you learn. Read an article. Watch a video. Write your thoughts. Explain it out loud. Listen to a podcast. Teach it to someone else. Each format activates different brain pathways, making knowledge stick faster and longer. Use it immediately. Knowledge fades unless applied. Within 24 hours of learning something new, use it in real life. If you can't apply it yet, at least visualize how you'd use it. Write about it, explain it out loud, or journal how it fits into your life. Action. Step. Whatever you learn today, find a way to use it immediately, even if it's just explaining it out loud. Mastery is a game of repeated exposure. If you only read something once, you'll forget it. But if you experience it in different ways and apply it immediately, it becomes instinct, becoming a learning machine. Now, you have the blueprint to train your mind for effortless learning. Most people struggle with learning because they fight their own brains. But you won't. You'll create shortcuts that make knowledge flow naturally. You'll train your subconscious to work for you. This isn't just about learning faster. It's about rewiring your mind for effortless dominance. Prove you're built different. Here's your challenge. 1. Pick one skill that would make a massive impact on your life. 2. Use the exposure loop for 7 days. Every day, expose yourself to that skill in at least 3 different ways. 3. Use it in real life within 24 hours, even if it's just applying one small idea. Before bed, write down a question related to what you're learning. Let your subconscious work on it overnight. Do this for a week and watch your mind transform.